"You can't walk through here," she says, arms crossed like she owns the air I'm breathing. I blink, rake my hands through the overgrown ivy along my fence line, and force a polite smile. "I'm just trimming back some brush. On my side of the property." She doesn't flinch. "This isn't your side." That was the first real warning, quiet like a storm whispering before it screams. My name's Carter Reed. 38, widowed and a proud father of 2 beautiful boys who still believe their backyard is a kingdom. I moved into this neighborhood in Fairview Hills 3 years ago. Bought the last house on the cul-de-sac, tucked at the far end like an afterthought. It's got charm, real charm. Oak trees older than most of the residents, a wraparound porch and that classic red brick that holds the summer heat like a hug. Most days it's quiet here. Too quiet almost. Lawns cut at an unnatural uniform height. Porches adorned with American flags that never seem to fade. And the neighbors? All smiles and waves, tight-lipped smiles and short measured waves. The kind that don't invite conversation. They call it a nice neighborhood. But nice looks different when you're the only black homeowner in a sea of pastel-skinned politeness. It started with the stairs. Small things. A woman jogging who slowed down every time she passed my house. The mailman hesitating a beat too long before sliding letters into my box. HOA newsletters never quite reaching me, though everyone else seemed to know about every garage sale, every block party, every sudden rule change. But I told myself it was in my head. After all, I was the new one here. Then came the fence. 3 weeks ago, I noticed her contractors, Karen Langley, 2 doors down, president of the HOA, putting up a decorative privacy barrier between our lots. It didn't seem like a big deal. Just a few white panels. But the way they curved inward, slicing off part of my garden beds, it didn't sit right. When I brought it up, Karen smiled too wide and said, "Oh, I thought that land was ours. The records are so confusing." I let it slide. For peace. But then she started showing up. Every time I mowed. Every time the kids played catch. She'd be there, peeking from her porch like a gargoyle in pearls. And now this morning, standing on the edge of my lawn like a sentry, claiming I'm trespassing on my own land. The wind shifts, bringing the smell of jasmine and her damn perfume. I bite back, the words forming on my tongue. Not yet. This isn't the battle. Not yet. But something's off. That fence is too far in. That smirk is too confident. And this neighborhood? It's watching, always watching but never speaking. I head inside and pull open the drawer with the property deed. Something tells me I'm going to need it. The next morning, there's a note taped to my front door. Notice of HOA violation. Unauthorized landscaping activity. Lot 112. Please cease and desist all modifications pending review. It's printed on HOA letterhead, typed in bold like a court summons, signed in curling script. Karen Langley, HOA president. My jaw tightens. Landscaping activity? I muttered, staring at the paper like it might explain itself. I'd trimmed ivy. Watered hydrangeas. Stepped no more than 2 feet past my fence. My fence, the one that's been there since long before either of us moved in. I scanned the neighborhood from my porch. Lawns gleam with morning dew, identical in size and shape. Except mine, now a few feet smaller thanks to her fence. Across the street, Mr. Dobbins waters his begonias like nothing's wrong. 2 kids ride their bikes down the sidewalk, swerving around a garbage can someone forgot to pull in. Everything looks normal. But it feels wrong. Off kilter. And Karen? She's on her porch already, coffee cup in one hand, phone in the other. Pretending not to look. But she's looking. That night I dig into the records. My father always said, if they play games with power you better learn the rules. So I pull out the old property deed from a manila folder tucked in my file cabinet and dust off the edges. Lot 112. 0.24 acres. Boundaries listed in cryptic surveyor language, but the numbers don't lie. I compare it to the online tax map. Something doesn't line up. That fence cuts 3 feet into my side. I don't sleep well. The next day, a letter from the HOA arrives in the mailbox. Failure to comply may result in daily fines. Attached is a photo. A grainy image of me holding garden shears, taken from what looks like Karen's upstairs window. The caption reads, "Unauthorized property entry." I clench the letter so tight my fingers go white. Is this really happening? I call the HOA's number. A voicemail. No return call. Then 2 days later the real slap in the face comes. I'm walking my youngest son Malik back from soccer practice when we see a bright orange sign staked into my front yard. Under review, property violation. Do not alter grounds. Karen watches from her porch. She waves. Big smile. That same wide, false grin. We're just following protocol, she chirps. Nothing personal. But I see it now, the way her eyes scan my skin before they meet my gaze. The way she talks slower like I don't understand. The way she cuts me off every time I try to speak at HOA meetings. It is personal. Something inside me clicks. I'm not crazy. I'm not imagining it. She's coming for my land using the HOA as her weapon. And if I don't stop her, she'll bury me in paperwork and whispers, and no one on this block will say a damn thing. But I'm done staying quiet. Time to fight back.